I thought I'd bring you along for doing some building. It's not often that I would build something like this in a video. Normally I do it on a stream or as a time lapse, but what we'll do today is actually make it here with you watching. So how do I do this? Well, let's cut to some creative world that I've got ready and have a look at that. Okay, and welcome back. So as you can see, we've got a breakdown of a layer by layer of what it should look like. And this is really important when it comes to building something complicated like this. You'll often find the best way of building this sort of stuff is by following a pattern on every layer. So I've got all of my ingredients ready. Roughly, probably not all of them. By not having to remember all of the layers in one go, it means that you can quickly zip along and place blocks where you need to, much more quickly. So, droppers. As I mentioned, I really don't like Endermen. Oh, hello. Creepy boy. This is where we just start putting random torches on everything. Just so we don't end up doing something silly. And now, the moment of truth. Ah. That's not made it through. Oh well. More investigation. Back in a minute. So, after great thought, I noticed that I'd missed those torches. I've now placed in. We might be slightly more successful now. One of these times we'll get it working. Okay, after a significant investigation, I have espied we're missing one observer in there. Let's give it a try. Let's see what happens this time. Previously it got stuck here. It didn't make it through to the next one. Exciting. And it's still not working. Okay. I'll be back again. Okay, so next thing we got wrong. In there. That's a half slab. We didn't put in half slabs. We had full slabs. So, we test it again. Ah. That might not help. All our filters are broken. And once more for fun. So, once again, you know, this is like 17th time lucky. We're hoping that it will go all the way along through to the end and then come down these. And that means that it's managed to make it through all of the system without being filtered out. And that means that it's working. Oh! And we may just be in luck. Seven. 8. Our final test. We'll put glowstone in the last block. The intention is that it will go through and be filtered out in the last one. If it's filtered out in the last one, I'm going to take a breather, sigh of relief, tidy it up, sort out the torches, take down... Actually, I'm going to leave the scaffolding. And then have a quiet sit down and contemplate what I've just done. Right. None in there. Hey, one in there. Oh, there's better ways I could have done this. Then we no longer need these ugly torches up here. Now, I'm not planning on covering this up because I really like how this looks. It's a piece of industrial architecture. It adds to the design of the whole area. I quite like it. I like the fact it lights up. Now, I want to talk about a couple of things that I've done in the process of debugging this. I do have the data packs from the wonderful Vanilla Tweaks. These data packs make it a bit easier to debug. They show arrows on all sides of observers. They show arrows on droppers. All sides of observers. It also shows, I can't really show it very easily because we can't see anywhere on this side. Let's go up here. It also shows the strength to make sure that I've correctly filled the cauldrons at the back, and it draws it as a nice line. Those are the data packs that I've put on at the moment to make this debug much easier. I don't use it all the time because I think it actually makes it too distracting. Having these arrows on all the sides of this isn't as good. So let me show you those resource packs. It's the Vanilla Tweaks Better Observers, Vanilla Tweaks Clean Redstone, Vanilla Tweaks Directional Dispensers, Redstone Power, and Directional Hoppers. We'll take those out. We'll just leave on the smoother fonts. I'll put a link to them in the down there's, so you can use them and make the most of the loveliness. Right, that was a lot of hard work. I'm going to go for a sit down. So after all of that, you better explain how this thing works. If it matches, two pass around. One goes into there, one goes back into the chest. If it doesn't find a match, the one passes in, goes down through, everything's locked, goes back up through the system, and back out that hopper in there, which is effectively that one, and into the next one. So all this is just making things travel around in a loop. The two key places are at the bottom when it allows one through, or doesn't allow one through, and at the top if it allows it to go back into the chest or doesn't allow it to go back into the chest. Now, for your entertainment, a small montage of all the times I fell off in the process of doing this building. Ow! 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 Let's have another quick look at some of the other things we've been working on. So what have we been up to? We've now extended the item sorter along. And in the process of extending the item sorter along, I thought, why not put in some simple item sorter for all of those items that we get an awful lot of from mining and things. So this chest is now our input chest, where there's a simple impulse item sorter, which feeds through into here. Is shulker boxes with items in. When the shulker box gets full, we can then put a shulker box in the top chest, and as a result we've got huge bulk storage, which is nice. The top chest is not connected to the network, so it fills up. But basically we've got this double chest as storage, and then the shulker box at the bottom. This means that we can effectively have a huge amount of items stored within this part of the system, and because it's stored here, it won't then fill up this part of the system. Yes, it's a bit annoying that it loops along, and if it doesn't match here, it then loops all the way back and into that system. But with hindsight, I should have built this on that side, and then this on this side. But, you know, mistakes were made. It was at this point that I realised we'd done an awful lot of building without a lot of filming. Sorry about that, we'll do better in the next episode. And another thing. We built ourselves a very simple melon and pumpkin farm. As you can see, just operating there. What happens is when the melon or pumpkin grows, it will grow to one of these two sides. The observer will detect the change and fire the pistons, breaking the items. Now, this isn't the most efficient system in the world. You can see there is quite a lot of lossage with items that end up on the side and despawning, but this will provide me with plenty of what I need, and also it makes the floors a bit more interesting. Anyway, let's see where this water stream goes. Well, you may have guessed from the noise in the background that yes, here we are, back at the villager. Where do those items go? Well, they travel up through here, and then we've got a very simple item sorter of one item. This item sorter here looks at melon slices, and if it can't fit it into the melon slices, it then sends it into this one. As a result, We have melon slices collecting here. We have pumpkins collecting here. And I'd slightly adjusted one of the farms to feed into this side, so carrots now come in here. I've made this space for potatoes, I just haven't got around to making the potatoes feed in. I can't find an easy way of doing that. It doesn't quite line up how I want, and it gets in the way of the villager breeder. So I'm going to have a little bit of a think about how we can bring the potatoes across to fill out these chests. We might have to do something with a very simple little item elevator to just send them back up through. Which is a bit of a shame. It would have been nice to have fitted them in. Unfortunately, these are the limitations we got when we didn't design this at the start. I've built a wall around and back around this side. This wall will get sort of filled across to hide this. Again, on the other side, we'll copy the design and build it back around this side so this is all hidden. And then in this area, and also in this area, we can have lots more traders. I did remove the 2 shulker boxes and I've made all of these emeralds. They're still called the wrong name. Anyway, they're coloured right. So this is for bulk storage of emeralds. Because obviously we've got access now to carrots, melons, pumpkins, and soon to be potatoes. Which is lovely. Let's go away from here because they're a little bit chatty. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, please click down below. Thanks for watching. Cheers and gone.